Hi y'all, this is the Oklahoma Grammy. Welcome back. Today I'm going to make you my frozen peanut butter cheesecake. Okay, what we have to do is we need a pan. This is my cake roll pan. So you need a cake pan that's kind of like in between, not an actual 9 by 13, but one that's a little bit smaller. We're going to use some mini unwrapped Reese's peanut butter cups. We're going to use 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 6 tablespoons of margarine, 1 8-ounce box of cream cheese, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 2½ cups of Rice Krispies or crispy rice cereal. We are going to use 1½ cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and they need to be the minis. We're going to use some Cool Whip topping. And you will need 2 tablespoons of hot fudge sauce and 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. You will also need to have a fork, a mixer, a medium-sized bowl, and a large bowl. And you're going to need your spoon to mix it with. So let's get started. So in our medium bowl, we're going to put our chocolate chips, and hopefully I can get them open. We're going to put these, well, I need to reserve some of them. I'm sorry, I need to reserve some of them. So we're going to just take maybe about a handful and a half and put these in here. And the reason is we're going to add these kind of like to the top of the cheesecake after I get done. So we're going to do this, and we're going to melt the margarine. So we're going to put this in here, and we're going to melt it, and we're going to stir it up, and we're going to melt it all together in our microwave. Y'all, please follow these steps, that way it comes out the way that it's supposed to. As you can see, we've got it all melted. The butter and the chips are all combined really good, and it's really smooth. And this is the way that we need it. And now we're going to add our Rice Krispies, and we're going to stir them up really good. Now, if you have a springform pan, you could also put this in your springform pan. Just put it on the bottom and make sure that you push the Rice Krispies up the side of it. But I don't use a springform pan. I'm just going to use my little pan, and it works just fine. As you can see, they're all mixed together already. So what we're going to do is take our little pan. I'm going to bring it over here. And we're just going to spread it out. Now, if you want it to go up the side, you're more than welcome to take and push them up the side. But to me, I think it's just a little bit easier for you to be able to cut them. And you want a good bed. You don't want any of your peanut butter or nothing going down through this. So try to make sure that you know, get the bottom of your pan covered up really good. Okay, now that we have this, we're going to get our other bowl and we're going to take, and I'm going to set this in the freezer while we take and get our filling done. So in our large bowl, we're going to add our cream cheese, and we're going to mix it until it's fluffy. You're basically just letting it come apart. So we're going to do this. Make sure your cream cheese is at room temperature. Otherwise you will be here all day trying to get this undone. It doesn't take very long for it to come together. Okay. Now we're going to add our sweetened condensed milk. Sweetened condensed milk is thick, so try to make sure that you get all of it out of the can as much as possible. Okay, and then we're going to add our peanut butter. Yeah, don't worry about using different spoons. You're putting everything in the same bowl. So just use a spoon that you have. Okay, now we're going to mix this. Like I said, it is thick. You've got the thick peanut butter. You want it to be creamy peanut butter and not chunky. Okay, next, once you have that thoroughly combined, you're going to take and you're going to add your vanilla and your lemon juice, and you're going to make sure that's completely combined. Okay, after this, we're going to fold in a half a container of the Cool Whip. believe that's what the recipe says. Let me see. No, we're going to combine the whole bowl of Cool Whip. So let me get this undone and I'll be right back. At this point, you want to take and you want to fold this in gently. It's my grandson, Austin. Now make sure you put your pan with your chocolate and Rice Krispies in the freezer. It helps it set up while we're doing this. You want to make sure that you get that Cool Whip completely combined in with that peanut butter mixture. Now my Cool Whip wasn't completely defrosted, so it's taken me a few more minutes than what it actually would for you. Okay, now I'm going to get the pan out of the freezer and we're going to put this on top. This bowl is kind of heavy. Set this down. Just bring it over all the way. Because remember, you're going to put this back in your freezer, and this is going to have to set for at least 4 hours. The longer you let it set, the better the pie is going to be. Try to smooth it out. And before you serve it, you're going to want to take it out of the freezer for about 10 minutes before you cut it. So what we're going to do is we're going to melt our peanut butter and our hot fudge. Before we do this, we are going to take our little chips, as you can see, and just sprinkle them around. No particular order that you have to go in. Just get them up on it. Just pick these little darlings up and just put them up here on top. Okay, now we're going to add some of these cute little darlings up here. Now if you don't have the minis, take the regular little peanut butter cups and take them, chop them up real good and stick them up there. Okay, now we're going to melt this and we're going to drizzle it back and forth on top of our frozen peanut butter cheesecake. So here's our peanut butter, and you're just going to drizzle it over the top in no particular order. So now that we have the peanut butter, I'm going to get the hot fudge and then I'll go over it with the hot fudge. So now we're going to drizzle our hot fudge in the opposite direction of what we did our peanut butter. And yes, it does get all over everywhere, so be aware of that. Okay, now we're going to put this in our freezer, and it needs to be in the freezer for a minimum of 4 hours. That way it can set up, but the longer you leave it in your freezer, the better it's going to be. Y'all, if you like my video, will you please give it a big like? I would sure appreciate it. Y'all, this is the finished pie. It's been in the freezer for 4 hours. Y'all, if you like my video, please, again, give it a big like here on YouTube. That way they'll show them out more. And I hope to see you again. Bye.